So, Steve, Paul called for humility. Would you define that for us, and why is he talking about it?
Yeah, well, let me just switch a little bit and say, I'm really glad. Aren't you glad he talks about it? Humility. What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful character trait for us to consider and talk about. And one of the really cool things is we're in the book of Ephesians. That's how it came up. And when he gets to the part of the book where he really starts saying, now, here, Christians, here's what I want you to do. The first thing he talks about is humility. Out of all the things he might have talked about, he says, here's number one on my list for you. I want you to have humility. So what is it? You asked me the question, what is
Yeah,
it?
define it for us.
Well, in their day, it was a Greek word, cool Greek word. It's tapenophrasune, which meant lowliness. And the Greek people and the Roman people kind of hated the idea because they were into like, I'm proud, I'm the man, I'm arrogant, and all that. And so the Apostle Paul came along teaching the exact opposite, something they wouldn't like culturally. But he says, you all need to have humility. That's lowliness. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and I'm so glad the Bible addresses it and talks about it. Why is it important? Well, it's important because it's right. It's important because we should be humble before God because we're fallen sinners. But it's also important because it's essential in all human relationships. Like if we're ever going to treat each other right, if groups are ever going to treat each other right, if individuals, if husbands and wives are ever going to treat each other right, everybody's got to have a low-lying heart, a lowly heart. It means you matter. It's not like I'm way above you and I matter. No, Paul says over in Romans, talking about the same thing in Romans 12, that we should not each think more highly than we ought to think, but to think of ourselves soberly and with sound judgment. That means, all right, I realize I'm not there. I'm just here. I'm an average person, whatnot, and so on. So we're not all arrogant. It's the opposite of arrogance. I love that it's the opposite of arrogance. It's humility. So one of the graces God wants us to have is humility. So Sean, how are you doing with humility? You're gonna tell me, oh, I'm fabulous, I'm amazing.
No, actually, this is an area I really need to grow in, to be perfectly honest.
You really feel that way?
Yeah, I do. And, well, I think we should talk more about this maybe on another video. You down for that?
Down for that.
All right, let's have you back on Thursday, and we'll have another video with Steve then. See you next time.